Hello everyone, it's Rider here and welcome to another video, and it is that time of the year again where we look back at 2020 and pick what our top 10 Transformers are of the year. A year that started for me with Crosshairs, the first Transformer that actually opened this year, and ended with Sunstreaker, the last one of my Christmas presents I actually opened up. And there's been a hell of a lot of Transformers in between, and I'm excited to share this list with you. Now, just to let you know, there's going to be a couple of sections to this, which I'll timestamp in the comments below if you want to skip parts. So we're going to, first and foremost, look at the the top three third-party figures that I bought this year. We're then going to look at the worst Transformers. Going to have a look at some honourable mentions really quickly and then into the top 10, but I will timestamp those below. So, first and foremost, let's have a look at the top three third-party or KO figures I picked up this year. I do keep them separately from my top 10 because these aren't official products, and that's just how my brain works, so sorry about that. So, first and foremost, third place is Unique Toys Buzzing, their version of, Blur, G1 Blur. Lovely figure. Cheers to John for sending it me for an amazing price. And he helped finish my G1 MP movie lineup, which is really cool of him. And in second place, another figure that helped do that, it is Fans Toys Coot. I picked him up on my lunch break from someone round the corner after seeing him listed on Facebook. And you know what? He's a great figure. One I didn't think I'd be able to own for the price that I paid for him anyway. And he is an amazing figure. And I think he's going to be rivaled by the X-Transbox Cup that's recently going to be, it's going to be released anytime soon. But you know what? He's a lovely figure and a great addition to the collection. Never transformed either of these, by the way. And in first place, a little bit controversial, it is Mech Fans Toys version 2.0 Ultra Madness. Now, I know this is a knockoff of another Legends company. Is it Magic Square? I'm not sure. It's got a different head sculpt. It's fun to transform. It poses well. It looks like Ultra Magnus should. And John, again, sold it me for an amazing price. I think it was 12 quid or something like that. And I've had more fun with him than any other third-party figure this year. So he needs to be in the number one spot. So now let's have a look at the worst Transformers of 2020. And I've got a handful of them here. And mainly with these, it's all down to QC, to be honest with you. We all know the saga I had with Breakdown. My version now is perfect thanks to Alpha Prime 88. However, that was a bit of a pain this year and it tainted that figure for me. Double Dealer, his knees are terrible. Awful QC on my version. My Blue Streak falls in half, so his isn't very good. The little Rumble or Frenzy, whatever you want to call him, his leg fell off completely, so he's not very good either. The Centurion Droid, I think personally that is the worst figure of this year. Because we paid 30 quid for that figure in an accessory pack, and this figure, it missed the mark for me. It wasn't the best. It would have been better if they did him in that green colour. And this terrible Onslaught I bought not so long ago just feels cheap, tacky and horrible. The more I play with him, the more I dislike him. So they're the worst Transformers of 2020. Now, it was going through my mind what I'm going to put into this top 10, and it's taken me a long time to come up with it, to be honest. I'm going to stick a picture up now of some honourable mentions, not going through them all individually, but these are some of the figures that came really close to getting into the top 10, and they're all amazing figures that I picked up this year. So just to let you know about the rules before I get into the top 10, they need to be figures that I've bought this year, but not necessarily figures that were released this year. And I might group together figures of the same mould, if that makes sense. Okay, so straight into number 10, and it is the Seekers. Now, it's amazing that we've got another set of these. I'm so happy that I picked up Thundercracker and Skywarp. I'm happy that I picked up a Thrust and Ramjet. I'm still gutted that we haven't got a Thrust, but all of these figures are absolutely great. They're part of the core G1 cast, and I'm over the moon with them. Well deserved to be in this top 10. I know that they're just oversized, tweaked engineering of the original Classics mould, or the Universe mould, whatever one it was, but they are lovely. And if I were to pick one out of all of them, probably go Dirge or Thundercracker, to be honest. They're two of my favourites. Just the colours and the way they look, they really pop. So in 10th place, we have the Seeker mould. So in 9th place is a figure I bought not so long ago, and I picked it up in the sale for like £30. Stupidly cheap. It is Masterpiece Blue Streak, and this is the animation version with all of the effects parts and the animation colours, and this thing blew me away. It's the only Masterpiece figure I've actually bought this year, official Masterpiece figure, and it is stunning. It is an amazing figure. It looks great in both modes. It's got nice face sculpts, and it's actually made me realise that actually maybe I did want to pick up some more of these animation ones and swap out some of my MPs, especially my knockoff Prowl that I've got in my collection at the moment. However, he's a beautiful figure and an amazing price, and he well deserves to be in the top 10. Now this year I actually bought all of the Studio Series Decepticon cast from the 2007 movie, and to me I needed to put one figure on this list to represent that, and to be honest, as a standalone figure it deserves to be in this top 10 anyway. It is Blackout, Leader Class Blackout and Scorponok. What an amazing figure this is. Confession time, I haven't transformed him yet, but he just absolutely looks stunning in his robot mode. He's a beautiful figure, and I'm so happy to have him. And you know what? Through all of the criticism of the Bayverse and everything like that, to me that 2007 film stands up today, and those Decepticons in that film look stunning. And Blackout was the first one we saw, and you know what? He looks amazing on my shelf. So Studio Series, Blackout, Lead Class Blackout is number 8 on my list. And number 7, we have Commander Class Skylinks. Now, back 3-4 years ago when we had that Combiner Wars Skylinks, I thought, you know what, this is going to be the only version of him we'll have. How wrong could I be? And what an amazing figure this is. I still can't believe we live in a time when Skylinks gets a 70-odd quid mainline figure. It's amazing. It's a great toy. It transforms really well. It's got multiple solid modes. Base mode's pretty cool as well. It looks like Skylinks should. It's got good articulation. It's brilliant. It's a great figure. If you haven't got one, it's a high recommend from me. So in 7th place we have Earthrise Commander Class Skylinks. And in 6th place, the biggest Transformer I bought this year, it is Titan Class Earthrise Scorponok. You can see him just there. He is a lovely figure. He's the one that I've been waiting for a long time, especially since Fortress Maximus was released. I thought we would have got him soon, and we ended up with Triptychon there. But you know what? It doesn't matter. This figure is beautiful. It's a great figure. It's solid in all modes. It feels hefty. I really like what they've done with it, and you know it deserves to be in 6th place. Okay, it's top 5 time, and now in 5th place is the first Transformer I bought this year. Not opened, because that was Crosshairs. Crosshairs I picked up from a shop, I think it was a Forbidden Planet, back in January, but I already ordered this figure before I went there. It is Siege Spinester. Again, I can't believe we live in a time when these figures are being released. These background, obscure characters are getting toys, and not just getting any toy, but getting an amazing toy. This was his own mould. A Spinester gets his own mould. And I know we've seen repaints of it later on down the line, which is fine. I get why they do that. But this figure to me is amazing. And I was playing about with him last night, and it still holds up. It's nice when you can go back and say, you know what, one of the first toys that you picked up this year is still there in the front of your mind come the end of the year. You can tell that that's a good toy. And that's why I had to put Spinester in the top 5. What an amazing figure. And if you can still get your hands on him, do it, because he's well worth it. So in 4th place, I'm going to call this the Cliff Jumper mould. A figure that caused a lot of controversy earlier on in the year with its size being smaller than a standard deluxe. I think it's an amazing toy. And we've seen that repainted into hubcap. We've seen it more recently in the Netflix Bumblebee using the same engineering. And indeed into Bugbite, who I don't actually own. This mould is probably one of the best modern mini box moulds that we've got. It's almost MP. It feels like the original Bumblebee MP. It's beautiful. I think they're absolutely great, and I don't care about the size of the figure. As long as it's in scale with the rest of them, you can keep churning out these quality figures no matter what the size is, Hasbro. Stunning figure, and I'm so chuffed for it to be in this list. So top 3 time now. This figure is beautiful. I had the original, actually bought 3 versions of this kind of mould this year, but I'm going to call out one particular figure. It is the Netflix Siege Megatron. The paint on this figure is phenomenal. I haven't transformed this actually because I sold my original Siege Megatron. These are a little bit more expensive due to the paint, but well worth it. This is my main Megatron now in my collection. He's my main Chug Megatron, and even though I have picked up the Earthrise one since, which is a great figure by the way, this figure is absolutely brilliant. I've got him with some of the weapons that came with the Centurion pack, his mouse, and some effects parts displayed. Also, pinpointed here, help finish off crosshairs, which is another added bonus. But you know, Netflix Megatron is amazing. He's still on some shelves in Smith's if you are looking for one. But for me, he is the best Chug Megatron we have had, G1 style anyway. And an amazing figure. So I've had torment about which way round I am going to put these figures. In second place, we have Earthrise Optimus Prime, or Alternative Universe Optimus Prime. This is absolutely one of the best Transformers we have ever had. We have ever had. It's beautiful. Yes, the trailer's a bit of tap, but the actual transformation on this Optimus is beautiful. And the Alternative Universe one, I'm so happy Dave Shotton kind of unwillingly convinced me to pick it up, because it is a great representation of him as well in such an iconic scene of the movie. Articulation, posability, character, he's got a matrix. This thing is, to me, the pinnacle Optimus Prime. If Siege Megatron was my version of Megatron in my Chug collection, then this is the best Optimus Prime to represent that character. And I've got 2 versions of it, and I probably would pick up another version of it if I stumble across another cool repaint that Hasbro do in the future. It's brilliant. It's a great figure, and I can understand now why it's been re-released now as part of the Kingdom line, and in the Siege line, and multiple places. We're going to get this figure for years and years to come. What a great toy. So in first place isn't a figure, it's more of a collection of figures. It is the Quintesson Pit of Judgment, and I'm going to throw in there the main release Alucard and Quintesson as well. Basically all of these Quintesson figures, they come as a package to me in my head, and ever since I was a kid I wanted some of these figures to play with, and we haven't had any for 35 years, or almost 35 years, and now this year we've got them. And it came in a box set that was packaged amazingly, and it brought back all that nostalgia of the 86 movie. And let's face it, the 86 movie, as you know, is my jam, it's my thing. And this package just summed up all of that nostalgia, that missing piece in this collection that I've been trying to put together ever since I fell in love with Transformers, probably in 87, 88, as a 3-4 year old. It's an amazing set, and yeah, the Quintesson's got its faults. The Alucon is beautiful. We've had the Sharkticon mould before, but this set is amazing, and it's made even more amazing by the fact that I actually missed out on it. I was one of these unlucky people sitting there adding it to my basket, and then it crashed on a particular toy website that I'm not going to mention, and then I thought I missed out on it, and then I found it thanks to John, Borders dude. He let me know a link of this obscure toy company that were having it up for pre-order, and when it arrived it was beautiful, and it just sums up everything about collecting. to me, the missing piece that I never had as a kid, that I could only dream of, now exists, and it exists in my little detail there. There's been some amazing toys this year, and I've bought more than probably what I should have done, and it's been a crazy 12 months for everyone. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches these videos, who likes these videos. Hello to all my new subscribers. I know I've grabbed a load of them recently. I'll try and get back to all your comments at some point. But this year has been a great year for toys. It's been a great year for Transformers. And I really hope you enjoyed this top 10. I hope you have an amazing new year. I hope it's better than this year. It has to be, right? It has to be. But until next time, I've been Zort Rider, and I'll catch you again very, very soon.